It was the scariest moment I still remember of my life. I feel like that first panic attack that I ever had when I had no idea what was going on with me. I was driving to work, and work was about an hour away, and I was about probably a good 3.5 miles outside of town. And all of a sudden, this feeling of just like my body was shaking, my heart was racing. I feel like I wasn't going to be able to get control of the wheel. Like I was just going to physically pass out at the wheel. But then you also get this like feeling of like just complete anxious and just this adrenaline rush that's just flying through you. And I didn't know what was going on. So I'm driving and terrified. I knew there was about 1.5 miles out was what I would say a safe spot, and that was my parents' house, the house that I grew up in. And I step on the gas and I'm flooring it just to be able to make it there before I pass out. And I'm flying, I'm driving, I'm sweating, I'm shaking, and you can't even comprehend or put together a thought. So I whip it in the driveway, open up the garage door, and I start pacing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you know, it's not like the feeling for me. It wasn't like a feeling that I'm just gonna, you know, die, but like I'm going kind of crazy. Like it's a feeling like no other. Like, you know, what could this be? So me being loving his alcohol, I go right to the fridge and I just start pounding drinks in the garage. As fast as I could open that can, it was down. Looking for liquor, taking shots. I mean, I don't even know the amount that I consumed in probably that half hour, but it was a lot. It was a lot. Because I knew I get a buzz, this will probably go away. I'll stop thinking about it. Because you obsess about it when you have panic. Your throat's closing, your you know, everything else that I said, the shakes, the heart race, everything that you think is going wrong with your body, or your mind is telling it, yep, that's occurring right now. That's occurring. Whatever symptom or feeling that you create in your mind that's going to happen to you, you automatically think the worst. So you're going to go right to that spot. And that's what I was doing the whole time. Meanwhile, I am just pacing and wondering why I'm not myself. So eventually the symptoms calmed down and enough alcohol kicked in that I was able to go about the rest of my day. I couldn't even make it to work that day because once you're done with that overall panic attack, it's that adrenaline dump. I'm drained. You can't put sentences together. You're out of focus. And then not knowing what the hell even happened to me it's scary. It's the scariest moment. And those continued then for a long time ago, because that first panic attack was 10 years ago. I was suffering from panic attacks for 8.5 years. And that wasn't even the worst one. I mean, I had panic attacks that would last 2-3 days straight, where, you know, you can't sleep. You're not even who you are. You're not yourself. Every symptom again is coming out. You know, the worst panic attack I had lasted me at least, like I said, almost 3 days. And that was the aftermath from having to travel and fly. Driving was hard as it was, but then you throw an airplane on top of that, and all I would do, of course, is just increase the consumption of alcohol so that I could even just function through it. But then you're getting to your point yourself, I'm dehydrated, and it's just a concoction full of negative substances in my body with the alcohol, and the anxiety kicked in. So, you know, that was enough for me. I had my turning point, my breaking point, and that's when I got sober. And that's when things started turning around for me. I got sober. I'm starting to think clear-headed. I'm working out, going to the gym twice a day, and I'm concentrating on myself. So I'm watching all these positive parts of my life start to showcase. And it's magical. Just pure magic when you get to when you get to take something back. I took back my sanity. I took back my health. And, you know, for me, anxiety and panic now is, I look at it as, that's just, I guess, who I am. I'm no longer trying to fight it. Hell, I welcome it now. If there's anxiety or panic that wants to show its ugly face, cool, bring it on. You know, and I know that's a very hard place, so I'm not to get to. So I'm not trying to downplay it. God knows I know, like anybody, that they're the scariest things that can happen to somebody is a panic attack, especially when you're driving or anywhere you are where you're not comfortable. But for me, I had to find a way to make that anxiety just a part of my life. So again, I welcome it now. You know, I can't get panic attacks. And if I do feel anxiety, I think it's just anxiousness, because I could say I beat it. You know, it may always still be there, but I'm not afraid of it. I'm not running from it. If it ever shows up, I know how to deal with it. I'll welcome it. It's like a whole new feeling that that gets to come to me and that I get to manage. And, you know, I'm kind of excited about it, you know, when that happens. So I'm ready for it. But, you know, it's not the panic attack itself that's hurting you. It's the fear of the panic attack. It's living in that fear that it's going to take hold and control your body. You can't let it control you. You know, it's not hurting you. It's the fear of it that's hurting you. So turn it around and make it something that you are in control over.